You've been serving everyone, yet being served the least. Not anymore. Welcome, everybody. We are back, moving right along. So, just talk to you guys about that situation and how it's been going in Accra. I didn't even really have time to talk about anything else except for all of that and how I had to love myself properly. But that is the priority and the call to action while I am here in Accra. That's what I've realized. And so major focus on me resting, but still know that I'm moving forward, right? After you start to do your rediscovery, do your transformation, what I know God does is there's a physical transformation He wants us to do, in that really understanding that we don't have to do those same things and overwork and overwhelm ourselves anymore. We really can work from a place of a calm and letting people serve us and support us. And so that's the journey of loving ourselves properly. But again, it starts with us doing that to ourselves, treating us, knowing that we deserve that person, and others will follow. And I know it's tough because the self-awareness comes in how much you've been settling. But also just know that self-awareness is knowing that your past has nothing to do with your future. And in self-awareness, you have the ability to try another way. So yeah, that episode was awesome. I really loved it. Today, because of all of that was happening in that story that I told you, and because I know that people deal with so much stuff daily, right? We've been in COVID. It's just been crazy stuff happening all over America, all over the world. We are just numb and just walking around hoping that we are okay and don't explode. But really, we are suffering. But what I know about Black women and what I know about myself is that I know I suffer from high functioning anxiety. And I know that whatever women are going through, that I know for Black women, we can put high functioning at the beginning of that sentence because we just show up no matter what. And so with my anxiety, it really has been an acknowledgement of, again, how it has really impacted my health. I had to get a surgery lipoma last year on my back because the anxiety would get so big. I would have to go to the emergency room. It was just a ball in my back and it was so bad. Oh, I could not breathe. I didn't want to go back to that. That was tough. But my anxiety has been showing up. So I just want to talk about it a little bit. I don't have stats, but by the time I post this episode, you guys go to my Instagram. I'm going to have some stats on anxiety with respect to Black women specifically. Right now, I'm just going to talk about where it shows up and how you can go about managing it, because that's what ultimately needs to happen. And there's power in just getting in control and getting on the front end of your life. And so again, it says the definition is that anxiety disorders are a group of mental illnesses that cause constant and overwhelming anxiety and fear. The excessive anxiety can make you avoid work, school, family, get-togethers, and other social situations that might trigger or worsen your symptoms. This is coming off of WebMD. And so I know that myself, again, I don't want to self-diagnose, but I can really just talk about my experience. Again, if you guys have been here for this podcast, you will hear the story earlier about how I passed out. I think it was episode 3. I passed out, at the studio from arguing with that guy. Crazy. And it's not the first time I've had a panic attack. So, it's just a lot. And so I really have just been struggling and not knowing how to get myself out of this pattern. And so it certainly is something that caused anxiety and fear for me. Even just respect to dating, like I'm not in the mood to date right now, but also how it shows up in work. With a lack of confidence, you're not able to soar at the highest that you can. You don't even know what that is. And so I want to just be able to talk a little bit about how to tell if you have high functioning anxiety. And one of the ways is, let me give you a couple ways. You excel in your job, but you struggle with personal and social relationships. Your anxiety makes you look like you're ambitious. You look and act put together, but in reality, you're struggling. Any change in your routine makes you upset. Your mind is constantly on and refuses to calm. You often zone out when in the company of others. And this comes off of Healthline, but I know working with women, and I know myself, this is like preaching to the choir, especially your anxiety makes you look like you're ambitious. Just slap me in the face, why don't you? You excel in your job, but you struggle with personal and social relationships. Okay, and call me out. You look and act put together, but in reality, you're struggling. I mean, I remember, financially, because again, like right now it's emotionally, but financially, I remember I was looking so put together, but I was struggling. I mean, you living in LA, that's LA. We were all doing it because people don't really understand how hard it is to work in entertainment, how so many people are struggling and just looking put together. I know what my disparities have been, but I certainly haven't had the space to say you can try another way, in a way that has been nurturing for me. Is more so like, you need to get it together. Something wrong with you. It's like, it's already a judgment. And that's why I like this whole idea of what happened to you. Again, I got What Happened to You from the book I read from Oprah, and Oprah Winfrey. And so it's just a better way to get people to talk about the life that they lived without shame. And so my anxiety, even something as simple as my therapist told me, when my period comes every month, there's literally a process that I go through to prepare for my period because of the chronic pain, because of like how I need to prep for staying in the bed, heating pad, the work that may not get done, the grace that I have to have, praying that I don't have brain fog. Because if I have brain fog, I'm not productive. But not only am I not productive, I'm going to feel hopeless. Like literally have to prepare for that. And my therapist was like, well, it seems like you're quite anxious leading up to that every month. I said, well, I guess so. So I've been through a lot and really, really just have like taken it. I look back. There wasn't a world where I deserve to even know that there was something different for me. I'm hiding it with my strength and my resilience. I'm not being affirmed or validated by the people around me that say that they love me. I'm trying to navigate and I'm challenging myself and putting myself in situations that are just, that put me at higher achievement, and with no guidance, no mentorship. I'm anxious as hell. A lot, right? Because the bills keep coming. You want your body to be okay. And so it has just really been a journey. But I know that if this is happening for me, this is happening for other women. I mean, I talk with so many women, and within 5 minutes, they're crying on the phone about how they need a change in their life. Again, either they have a business or they're working a 9 to 5. They want a business, aspiring. So they come at me somewhere there, but they want to be free and they want to just relieve themselves of like the stress and not have to work so hard. So, you know, as much as we don't want to connect our health to what's going on and how we feel about the life that we live and what we want for our life, health is hugely related to our overall satisfaction. And so when I think about the changes that I need to make and loving myself properly, right, going back to that, I have to know that if I don't do it, right, what's at stake is my health. I will not be able to live a long life. And I don't want that to be my demise. And so this anxiety that's going on personally, we gotta heed to it because it shows up in our work, in our confidence, being able to speak to people. I'm still encouraged about just who I am as a person because of just knowing what God has equipped me with. But even just talking with one of my friends the other day, she was just like, Toya, I know you're building this course and this is cool, but your next course needs to be about how you sell and how you just get in the face of people and just, you know, tell them who you are and tell them what you want. And I told her, I said, I put that stuff in the course. She was like, no, they need to see it. And I know what she means by that. Like, I know she wants the demo. It's different. It's different. It would be an entire course, but I still, if giving you the blueprint, you have to still find your own way. What I'm giving is God's given. So I can demonstrate. You'll never be able to do that. You know, just like my friend, I will always mention her, Raven. She can sell better than me. She has her own way. And I didn't learn from her. That's the thing. So, but I know what my friend is saying, and I'm sure I'll do something like that because it's a gift. And I want to, if I can fully give you the blueprint to that, I want to do that as well. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going through anxiety. That doesn't mean that I'm not like, Toya, show up for yourself. Toya, whatever happens, like shake it off. You know, Toya, if you get anxiety, if your body hurts, like set up a massage. So, you know, also like knowing that I need to self-soothe, give myself meditation. I believe in myself and what I build. If you build it, they will come. All the things that just kind of like manage before I need to take medication. But I do recognize that there are things that I need. There are things that I've always needed, and it all is directly related. So again, I know it's not just my plight. And if you're a Black woman, tell me what makes you anxious. Tell me how long it's been happening. Tell me how you have showed up as a superwoman to suppress it and not show anyone. Tell me if that's not one of the reasons why you don't want to start a business and get free. I'll wait. So on that note, I'm going to talk about a couple ways that we can manage our high functioning anxiety. Okay. So again, recognize, be honest, be in self-awareness, know when something is showing up. I mean, come on, I sat up there, I had a panic attack. A couple other things happened to me. My business, I'm getting fired. I'm having meetings that people don't go well. I'm having women who are going around saying, oh, Latoya thinks she's my boss, she's my boss. And so all these things, you're anxious. How do you respond? How do you react? How do you show up? What do you entertain? And while you're going through it, that's the anxious stuff, right? What do you have going on in your life that as you're even trying to navigate a better way, right? Find another way, that it's bringing you anxiety to even have to find another way. What have you experienced? And so self-awareness is key. And then also get comfortable, right? Get uncomfortably comfortable, knowing that this is what it is. This is the pathway that you have to walk in life. And that's about managing it and knowing that you can do that, knowing that it is possible for you to live a life where you can manage your anxiety, grow your business, move towards your freedom. You know, one of the most important things I also talk about is like just getting in touch with your body. You know, the books you can read, the body keeps the body keeps the score. Just a really good read on understanding how it's all connected. But I know for me, I'm primarily affected by the stresses of life. And it primarily affects my body. So I know that if nothing else, this is my life. What's at stake is my entire life. And I do not want to keep on following these same patterns. I do want to change the pattern and be courageous enough to know that I'm worthy enough to try another way. Another thing I do is like, it's so imperative that like I meditate, that I affirm myself, that I know without a shadow of a doubt that I'm worthy. Because can't nobody do this for me in this life but me. And so as long as I know that I'm showing up for myself and that I'm having a mantra that I start my day off with, it's helping to bring me to that next level. It's up in my level of confidence, helping with my decision making. And so I do that. I start with devotional, you know, I create my habits. So I talk about that with the women that are coached so that they know that it just starts with you first, right? I always say holding yourself in high regard. And yes, I've created the hierarchy of personal freedom, the pathway to personal freedom. And I wrote it and I was living it. And I had this setback that I know was a setup because it gets me just more clear that this thing is about, in emotional well-being is about loving yourself properly, but it's an inside job. And so being able to have your meditation is just going to supremely help out in changing those thought patterns. And then I also say it all ends with community. It really does. You can't do anything without the community, people who are going to be there, who are going to be there to listen, to affirm you, to validate you, but also to keep you going as you know without a shadow of a doubt that you are worthy. And so it's not an easy job. So it all ends with community. And I know that relationships have been a struggle, but you have to believe that you're worthy of having good people in your life. You really are. And I know that as I started to change my life, that's what I started to realize as well, too. And so I'm just really grateful that I've been able to have the opportunity to just show up for myself in that way. So again, it really just has changed my life. And what I also know is that a lot of those things, a lot of the ways that I deal with my friends now is the prelude to me dealing with a better man, a healthier man, because I also know that I'm a better me. So right now, this is always going to be me against me, you against you. There's no one else but ourselves. And so there's a lot of like shame in being in just our stuff, which gives us anxiety also, shame. But at what point do we not want to do we want to get off the hamster wheel of toxic behavior? We may not be responsible for our trauma, but we are responsible for the healing. And healing is a journey. And you still got to go on with life. You still got to build your business. You still got to get to the freedom. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because as I help women, there's no way, we can't wait. We got to keep on going. And there are ways and there are strategies. God is in the blessing business, and the way in which he's blessed me financially, and the way that he's blessed my clients financially, and just in other areas as well. It can happen for you too. You would not want this if it were not also to be a financial gain so that you can be able to relax and not have to work so hard, stop serving everyone and having to feel like you have to take care of everyone. So as long as you wake up, you have a purpose. That's all I just want to reinforce that. As long as we wake up, no matter how low we feel, And again, like I told you, I got a diary that I'm doing behind the scenes that you'll hear. So, I'm recording this podcast, but I'm not fully on the other side of that situation I just talked about in the last episode. But boy, it was bad. So, but as long as you wake up, you got a purpose. God's got something on you, and He just wants you to live it out. And so that is what propels me. That's what keeps me in belief. And that's where I start with when I am in any kind of leadership process under Patent Leather Project, but also just in life. Like, I know that this is what it takes to be able to feel free and to be able to feel like this was all worth it. Once you get on the journey, you see that it's happening. It's not something that you have to continue to look out for. It's happening. Watch and see. So on that note, I offer coaching, private coaching, group coaching. I offer it. I'm gearing up for my first founders cohort, where I'm going to do a group cohort where I'm going to have women come together, where I help get you guys to freedom, coach you guys through there with my strategies and through my experience, help you get your business started while really helping you love yourself properly and really include your overall quality of life, overall well-being. If you are interested in being a part of that first cohort, trust me, you're going to get so much information. You're going to pay the lowest anyone's ever going to pay. You're going to have me the long term. I am with you because I'm thankful for you coming aboard for what I have to offer. So if you are interested and you want to be a part of it, hit me up at info@patentleatherproject.com. info@patentleatherproject.com. Also, I just want you guys to know that I do offer consulting. So I work with small business owners and their companies, and I help do things from like a brand overhaul. We help do research, help with social media, help with everything, strategic planning, vision planning, all the things. And so if you're in need of really just getting at the core, setting some goals and allowing me to come in to help you set those goals and help you achieve those goals while working on your overall quality of life, hit me up at info@patentleatherproject.com. Now, again, I'm going to keep on saying it because you're going to see me on media. You're going to see me everywhere. I'm going to be on your favorite podcast. I'm going to be on your favorite TV show. I'm going to be on your favorite radio show. Again, shows like The Breakfast Club, like the Tamron Hall show. These are shows that would be really great to get on. Karamo is coming out soon. So that's a great show to get on. So I see that for myself. I believe in myself. I'm a transformational leader. And I take great pride in what I have done to get there to be able to steer the next generation. So yeah, that's that. You can all, if you know that you can help me out in media, hit me up at info@patentleatherproject.com. info@patentleatherproject.com. Lastly, I am on social media, Instagram. You can hit me up there. I'm also on LinkedIn at Latoya Deshaun, LATOYA DESHAUN. LATOYA DESHAUN. Also have a YouTube channel, Everything on Purpose with Latoya Deshaun. And for all of you guys, know it, remember it. I'm a personal makeup artist, a high profile talent. That is what I do. Been doing it for 15 years. I love it. It brought me to where I am now to help you because I was helping them. If you know someone, if you got a high profile person in your life, or if you work in that capacity where you provide those services, please hit me up. You will not regret having me be by their side. Trust me. info@patentleatherproject.com. I'll see you guys on the next episode.